Let's start out with a quote. Thermodynamics, this is, by the way, by Arnold Sommerfeld, who was a physical chemist back in the early 1900s. He said, "Thermodynamics is a funny subject. The first time you go through it, you don't understand it at all. The second time you go through it, you think you understand it, except for one or two small points. And then the third time you go through it, you realize you don't understand it at all. But by that time, you're so used to it that it doesn't bother you anymore." So this may be the first or second time you're going through thermodynamics, and it probably won't make as much sense, won't be really cohesive this time. But if you keep studying it, eventually you get so used to it that those things that you don't understand don't make much difference, because you know the lingo and just stalk your way through it. Thermodynamics is like brandy. They say you don't really appreciate brandy until you're over 60 years old. I'm over 60 years old, and I think the way that is that when you are actually drinking brandy, and you're over 60, your taste buds are shot, so that you don't really know that it doesn't taste very. Okay, let's go on to another quote. This is by Albert Einstein, who was a physicist again in the 1900s. He said, "Thermodynamics is the only physical theory of universal content, which I'm convinced that within the framework of applicability of its basic concepts, it will never be overthrown." And most scientists believe this. Thermodynamics is here to stay. If you look at thermodynamics, say 300 years from now, it'll still be valid. And of course, that's what they said about classical mechanics in the late 1800s, and along came quantum mechanics. But I think, at least in your lifetime, thermodynamics, the first three laws of thermodynamics, will always be true.